Manx Radio Podcasts, powered by Shaw.
Hello and welcome to this week's Countryside with Kiri Kermode and myself, Simon Clark, and a busy weekend and week for Manx events, and certainly one to come up as well because you're going to be talking to a lady and her dog companion who are competing in Birmingham at the Crufts, Kiri.
Yes, they're very excited to be going. Vory Horn is in her last year of the Young Kennel Club competition at the NEC, and her lovely dog Isla, a Manx bred dog, and she is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, good old Manxie there. 4 legs though.
Oh yes.
Yeah, good enough. And also I went along to Ballagher in Peel, the outskirts of Peel, to get a bit of history about the ploughing match that a lot of people associate with Cronkavody. But Raymond Gorn tells me a little bit about the history of that during the programme. I spoke to some of the people taking part with the horse side of it too. There was horses and tractors involved in a beautiful setting it was at looking over towards the switchback road there. So that's all to come as well. And you've been at 2 big Manx popular events.
I certainly have. The World Bonnag Championship with over 45 bonnags in competition.
Did they all look the same?
Oh, certainly not. There was a very big variation, and not many people would give away their secret recipes either. Mm-hmm. But it was a really awful weathered night, so it was a good turnout. And also the Braaid Eisteddfod, a very traditional event. Lots and lots of people turned out in another awful night, but the young children taking part in that were just fantastic.
Indeed. So here's all of that in full detail now on Countryside.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
But first, bonnags.
They're all shapes and sizes.
They certainly are. And you were at the World Championships.
We went along to St James's Church in Derby to see what it was all about, but there was many shapes and sizes, and there was over 40 bonnags. And I caught up with some of the people involved to find out a little bit of history.
Yes, it's at least 20 years that we've been running it here.
It's a full house tonight. Everybody's coming from miles around to take part, and there's some fantastic bonnags. Is this just normal?
Yeah, the last few years it's built up, and it's lovely to see that, especially young people, getting interested in a proper bonnag rather than what some people call a bonnag, which is in fact they're selling a fruitcake, and it's bonnag is bonnag, and it's nice to keep that tradition.
That's it. And also there's some secrets in their recipes as well that have passed out from generation to generation as well.
Well, there is, but our Derby bonnag is in our cookbook, so we've given our secrets away, so anybody can make the bonnag out of the Derby cookbook.
But it's also a nice charity night as well. There's money raised for some very good causes here.
Yeah, every year we pick 2 charities, a local one, an Isle of Man charity, and a charity abroad. And this year we're having Tabitha's Trust, who supports bereaved parents who've lost babies by stillbirth or straight after they've been born, and the Paha Trust, which is a fantastic charity.
And that's further afield?
It's in Nepal, yeah. So Kurt Michael has twinned with Nepal, and they build schools, and Howard Green's telling us tonight they've built 132 schools in Nepal.
Wow.
With the money they've raised just on the island, and the flag for the Isle of Man is flying in Nepal.
That is absolutely wonderful. But tonight as well we're having such great entertainment from very young people as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. Dot Tilbury is a great support to us out here, and she's arranged a fantastic concert party. We're very pleased, yes.
And the ladies, it's all homemade supper as well.
All homemade cakes and sandwiches, aren't they brilliant?
They really were so tasty. Paul, you've been involved with bacon for many years, and here you are at the World Bonnag Championship here today. What do you think of the competition here?
Oh, good standard of bacon, yeah, it's good. It's housewives' bacon.
Oh, right.
It's not commercial, it's housewives, what the housewife can make, yeah.
There's a whole display of different types of bonnags. There's fruit, there's plain. What were you looking for in particular?
Texture, really, and that it was cooked, because you'll often get a bonnag and it's not cooked, and it's a bit dodgy in the middle, and I go by smell a lot, I don't go by taste. I smell it, because if you get a bonnag that's got too much bicarbonate of soda in it, you can't taste the rest. You bite one that's got bicarbonate of soda, it kills your taste buds, and you can't taste the rest of them.
Goodness
so
me.
it's not fair. I don't think it's fair to taste them. I
see.
go by smell and texture.
Right.
And I'm feeling it, like, yeah.
And the original ingredients, they were very basic back when...
What's in them today?
And what would be the basic ingredients?
Well, in the old days, there was no self-raising flour and then braise. It'd be plain flour, bicarbonate of soda, cream of tartar, buttermilk off the farm. Like there was none of your commercial buttermilk then. It all came off the farm. Your fruit and a bit of sugar, and that was it. And a good pair of hands.
Well, they always said it was cooked at the end of the day on a griddle for a long, long time.
Yeah. I've never seen it cooked on a griddle. I always do mine in the oven. These have all been done in an oven tonight. There's no griddle ones here.
Dominic, congratulations on your win in the gentleman's class. So what is your secret for this bonnag?
Well, that's a secret, I'm afraid. So
come on.
I can't give away those little secrets there. But this gentleman's bought it, and he's trying to fathom out what the secret is. But mum's the word.
So how did you become getting involved with this?
This is all down to a colleague that I work with, Helen, and she's been here for a number of years now, and is a past winner, and she'll be rather annoyed that she hasn't won this year, and I have.
Well, then people have come from miles around, and you're certainly one of those.
Yes, I've come all the way from Port Erin, a treacherous journey.
It was an awful night out there, though.
It was.
And will you be back, though, reigning champion?
I will have to come and defend my title next year.
That was Dominic Gordon, Peter Kelly and Margie Killier.
And the World Bonnag Championships, the full lineup of the winners on the night. Children's class was won by Eva Jones. The gents class, as we heard there, was Dominic Gordon. Gluten-free class was Vanessa Callan. The commercial one was the Niarbel Cafe. And the ladies and overall winner of the Buttermilk Trophy was Carolyn Kinraid.
But you were also out and about this weekend, Simon, with all the wet weather.
Yes, the ploughing match, the annual one that's sometimes at Croncavardy, and this year the turn at Ballagher in Peel, just outside Peel. And I went along, spoke to some of the people ploughing with the horses. There was tractors there as well. I spoke to some of the ladies who were providing the refreshments in the tent there, which is always a big part of it as well. But firstly, I caught up with one of the organisers and one of the people who's been contending it for many years in the past, Raymond Gorn. First of all, I asked him about the history of the event. Well, Raymond Gorn, a change of scenery here at Ballagher for the Cronky Ploughing match, but it's not a new thing being here, is it?
Put you straight first, it's not really the Cronky. We started it off many years ago as the horse ploughing championships. For a few years we ran it with just horses. Then it started to dwindle off a little bit, numbers were. So we involved the tractors then. Since then it's been more tractors than horses. Like, I can remember the very first match we had 9 pair of horses there. It's always been connected with Cronky, like, because Jim and who else was there? There was a few of us that was sort of involved with Cronky anyhow.
The Goldies.
And we sort of got together then, and ran it as a horse match. So that's what it still really goes by, is the Croncavardy horse match,
Right. But not many horses here today.
No. But at present moment, it's a good day if we get 4 pair of horses. It seems to be the young ones that were interested for a while have sort of packed in all together, and it's just the older ones that's sort of keeping it going now, But must admit, it's nice to see the horses, and people seem to come and spend more interest in the horses than they do with the tractors,
You've had a bit of trouble with the weather complicating things this year, I suppose, too.
I think that's sort of spoilt a few of the numbers on the tractors side, and the horses. As it turned out, it's not a bad day today.
No. Well, even if the numbers are down, there's a future still in it, though, isn't there?
Oh, I would think so, yes. As long as we're all involved, I think it's there's always a nice sort of a crowd, to keep things going.
Well, Ian Tilley, you're in command, I think, of the horses today with the ploughing in your area.
We're trying our best, but I'm not entirely convinced the horses aren't running it, but anyway.
How long have you been doing this?
4 or 5 years now. Yeah.
Does it get easier?
No. It's just good fun. It's really good fun.
And what's the tricky bit of it? The coordination between the plough and trying to keep the horses intact?
Yeah, the horses are good, they're well versed in it and they keep going. It's the human errors the biggest problem, really. Keeping it straight, trying to watch everywhere what's going on. It's practice. It's like anything's practice. I need to practice more.
Practice makes perfect, but there's quite a bit of science in the getting the buys and the clashes together to meet up, isn't there?
There is. You know the theory, but it's getting to work in practical side sometimes hard a bit, isn't it?
And what sort of area do you have to plough in a match? Is it always the similar sort of
It's
size
always
area?
similar, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the entire width, but it's always similar kind of sizes. Just very slightly, but it's quite a long one today and not that wide, so it's all right.
It's a nice field, believe
Yeah,
it. It's saying
it's
not
okay.
many stones in it.
No, it's had many stones come out, and it's fairly dry.
What about the plough that you've got here?
Yeah, that's going well today. It's the first time we've done mag style with that plough, so we had a few modifications to start with, hence the ratchet strap. But now it's going okay. Yeah.
The hammer on the side of it there, and the adjustable spanner.
That's the important stuff.
Well, I'll let you crack on and get finished anyway.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, Mona Carouche, you seem to be behind the thicker things, which has been part of the Croncavorty ploughing match for many years, the food.
Yes, I've been here for years and years.
It's part and parcel of it, though. You've got the homemade cakes and the soup and everything. Nothing too exotic, I suppose, for the ploughers, is it?
Well, what we have bacon baps, sausage baps, homemade soup, which is always very nice, made by Gordon, and all homemade cakes, which brings the people in, you know, the homemade stuff.
And how long have you been involved in it yourself?
40 years?
Is it?
Probably more than that.
And how did you get involved in it?
Well, my dad ploughed, you know, he always ploughed, and my brother's ploughing today in it. The family have always been interested in the ploughing matches, and I've always come along to help with the, with the catering with the girls.
Never took to turn on the sod yourself?
I've never tried it, no.
Never tried it?
Never tried it, no.
Never been tempted?
No.
Some of the people there involved in the ploughing match, which this year was held at Ballagher in Peel. What a beautiful view there is, Kiri, there, looking back towards the switchback road and everything. And hardly really heard us talking there. Hardly a stone in the field, which is so rare for the Manx fields, isn't it?
It certainly is, but Peel's always renowned for some of the nicer, sandier ground, isn't it? So it might have been a bit of an easier day for the boys out there.
She was tricky enough on foot, though. She was slippery old conditions, but they were coping well with it. Numbers were a little bit down, but of course the weather had played havoc with it over the past few weeks. But great to see a good turnout and people still enjoying it. But as they were saying there, a few more wouldn't go amiss. It's quite a relaxing sort of sport by the sounds of things. Tough work, but I would say fairly rewarding.
It certainly is, and plus they get to go to the UK and compete over there as well, so it's, you never know, you could be very good at it.
The Manx have done well in them once away.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
And talking about trips away to different events, I suppose there isn't much bigger ones in the dog world than the one you're going to talk about next.
Yes, that's it. The annual Crufts show at the NEC in Birmingham. And we're very lucky to have some competitors go from the Isle of Man. And one of those competitors is Vorry Horn from Peel with her dog Isla. And I caught up with them last Wednesday at their training opportunity.
Yep, I have since I was about 11. I started with my first dog, a little Cocker Spaniel called Muffin. Just started off, we went to pet class with my mum, and then the lady that ran that, she decided to give that up, so put us in touch with Ramsey Dog Training Club. Went along to that for a few months and then was asked did I want to try competitive obedience, gave it a whirl, and 12 years later here I am, still going.
But you obviously got a different breed of dog this time though, with Isla.
Yeah, I got a different one this time. We moved to the dark side, got a Border Collie now.
But Border Collies are known to be obedient. We use them on the farms. They are a fantastic, easygoing dog. Do you find this with the work you do for the dog competitions?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the obedience world, then they are most predominantly Border Collies. I mean, there is a variety of breeds that take part, but when you get to the top, it is mainly Border Collies that are there. A few Malinois, German Shepherds, predominantly Border Collies.
And you've been involved with the Young Kennel Club, and this is your final year, but you've got a massive event ahead of you this week.
Yeah, so you've got to be under 25 to be in the Young Kennel Club, so I'm just getting in there. 11 months left. But yeah, so this is the last time I can do it, so super excited to have qualified.
So Crufts is the actual be-all and end-all of every dog handler's dream. Are you nervous?
I'm absolutely petrified.
But it is your second time though. You did take Muffin.
I did take Muffin, yeah. I took Muffin back in 2011, but this is the first time competing there with Isla. We did go just do the puppy display last year with all the brothers. First full litter to ever take part in that. So that was a great event, but this is the first time competing with her. So,
But she's only a young dog herself at 17 months old. Will the other dogs in your class be older?
I mean, yeah, I think so. There's a variety. I mean, I know one of the other dogs that are there with my friend Amy, Alfie. He's nearly 5 now. So, I mean, Isla is still a young dog, but no, I'm the old one, so I'm going to have to pull it up for her, aren't I?
Well, you've got a fantastic connection with Isla. I've seen you here tonight at Andreas Parish Hall. How do you get that bond? Is it something you create, or is it something that is bred into these dogs?
I think you can create it, obviously, but I think also it's just one of them things, you just have a connection. I think I'm quite in a unique position with Isla. My friend bred her and Ramsey, Jean, and I was with Isla's mum through most of the pregnancy, and then I got to meet Isla from when she was, old enough to be allowed to human contact, and then I went through from there, and then obviously she moved home at 8 weeks old, and we've been inseparable ever since, really.
And is she a pet, though?
Yeah, first and foremost, she's definitely a pet. She is like princess of the house, gets run of the house, gets everything she wants. But yeah, pets definitely top for her, but she loves her work as well. So
She's obviously a very energetic dog. It must take hours of walking and a good diet to keep her in such fantastic condition.
yeah, she is an absolute lunatic, as you've seen from tonight. But I mean, yeah, we take daily walks, and then usually at the weekend we're up one of the plantations or up one of the hills, just keeping her fit, especially now on the run up to Crufts. We've been stomping all over the island, but
She's got a real sharpness about it. Is that essential for a dog to get to Crufts? Have they got to have something a little bit different?
I think they do. They've got to be willing to work, and I think with Isla, she's got that natural drive. She wants to work, she wants to please. So I think that's helped, obviously.
And you said before that her father was actually from an international sheepdog trial strain.
Yeah, so her dad is on the ISDS register, which is the International Sheepdog Trial Society. So he's from the working lines, and her mum's from agility and showing lines, so she's got it in her blood.
She's got it from all angles then, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you hope to do? This is your last year, obviously, at this age at Crufts. Will you continue to do the qualifiers? Because it's not easy to get in. You have to go to the UK 5-6 times a year to get into this competition.
I mean, I don't think I'd do the qualifiers now. My aim was to get her to Crufts, and she's done that for me. As I say, this is the last year I can compete, so I'd probably give somebody else, some of the younger generation, a chance to get up there, get involved in it. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event for me now. It's the first time I've qualified for it, the last time I can qualify for it. So, yeah, I'll be plugging the younger ones from now on.
So in years to come, do you think Isla will improve or change much more?
That's the game, that's the plan. We're not going to give up our training just because we've been to Crufts now. We're going to aim for the top. Why be in it if you're not going to? But obviously, it's just all about the fun. It's fun first for her. If she's going to carry on enjoying it, then I'm going to carry on training it.
And also you're taking part in the display team with other members.
Yeah, so we're taking part in the Good Citizen dog scheme. We're the silver display team. We train the Good Citizen scheme here at Ramsey, and we're the only club on the island that do offer that facility. Second year we've been invited by the Kennel Club to go and do the silver display. So that just kind of promotes responsible dog ownership, the heel on the lead, the no jumping up to people, the bit of the countryside code, dogs on lead around sheep and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're really excited. We've got a team of 9 going.
You have to do it to music, I was told here tonight.
Yeah, so last year we had the Bagara. We've only just stopped singing that now, and this year we've got the Addams Family going around our heads, so everyone's clicking themselves doing to work and walk around the hall clicking.
But it's all a bit of good fun as well. It's enjoying yourself, your pet, your connection with animals. It's a great hobby to be involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I say, it's just having fun with your pet. We always put the pets first. It's fun first. And while they're enjoying it, we're going to carry on doing it. We've got here at Ramsey, we've got a variety of ages of dogs, breeds of dogs, sizes of dogs, and again with the handlers. We've got children coming, and then we've got the seniors, as we call them, that come and get involved.
It's never too late to teach an old dog new tricks then, Vorry.
Absolutely not, no.
That was a very enthusiastic Vorry Horn talking about her trip away to Crufts.
Yeah, it really is a special trip for the dog owners and dog lovers, and a chance, for anyone. I suppose I haven't been, but I know some people who are taking them from the Isle of Man over to there, and it must be a special event, even if you don't win, to be part of that massive Crufts show at Birmingham, isn't it?
Oh, certainly is. But they have to go through qualifiers, and some of these girls have been going away maybe 5 or 6 times in a year to get a qualifier to actually make it to Crufts. And they're coming up against 10 or 15 dogs in each competition, so it's no mean feat, and they've certainly done very, very well.
And it's people from all around the world that's competing in that, isn't it? And the dogs and the massive, breeding backgrounds that some of them have got, I suppose, isn't it? But very closely scrutinised, aren't they?
Oh, they certainly are, and they have to be absolutely top notch on that day. And they're watched, television's there, the bright lights. It's going to be, very exciting for them.
Not going to let our sheepdogs in, I don't think, are we?
No.
We'd be lucky to get it on ourselves, wouldn't we? Well, dogs have featured in the past at various Isle of Man events, and particularly the Braaid Eisteddfod, Kerry, haven't they? Years gone by. I'm not sure they were saying sausages and things like that. Well, you were there this weekend. Was any taking part?
No, not this weekend. It was mostly singing and speech reading. It was fantastic. So I went along to the Braaid on what was an awful night to speak to some of the people taking part and some of the people organising it. Chris, yet another successful night here at the Braaid Eisteddfod.
It is indeed, Kiri. I was a bit concerned because I know of quite a few people who weren't able to come this year because of various other events on, and you wonder who'll turn up. Will anybody turn up? It'll be a very short night if nobody turned up to perform, but as you've seen already this evening, we've had some new competitors taking part, and they've really enjoyed it, and that's the spirit of the Braaid Eisteddfod, and long may that continue.
I had a little natter with some of the younger ones there, and they will be back. It's given them great encouragement, and it's an opportunity for them to get out and take part in such a wide audience.
It is, because I know there are some people who will bring guild pieces up to the Braaid Eisteddfod, because the guild is not that long away now, towards the end of April, and it's a good chance, if you've been learning your words, to get up and sing in front of an audience. And I'm sure that must be a great help to competitors. I know we've got quite a few adults here who'll be singing later on, and especially the ladies solo who'll be doing their guild pieces. And it's been lovely to have the youngsters here this evening. It's a long time since we've had a children's competition. It used to be on the Saturday afternoon, and the numbers dwindled away and it's had to stop. But looking at what we've had tonight, you wonder maybe at some point in the future we can start a children's class again.
Well, it certainly looks that way. It's inundated at the back with the children, and they really are enjoying it.
They are.
And they're finding some of the instrumental classes with Eric with his saw. They find it was absolutely pin silence at the back.
Oh yes, he really is one of the great characters at the Braaid each year, and it's always great to see him here.
And then Dot Tilbury and Dan Sale going to do a piece later on as well for everyone to enjoy.
We'll look forward to that. I hope you leave the microphone running for those pair as well. But there's so many people willing to come and give of their time and talents each year. It's great.
Well, we've had a new start time this year, Chris, 7 p.m. sharp.
Yes. Well, it wasn't that sharp, and I don't think we'll be finishing that much earlier, because here we are, it's 10 to 10, and we've only just done the first 4 items out of 14, so we'll see.
Could be 1 a.m. again then.
Well, some of us have been here even later than 1 o'clock in the morning. So.
But it just shows that everyone's having a wonderful night out in the countryside.
Yes, very much so, Kerry.
Graham Crowe, you have a very difficult job here tonight, and it's definitely not on the stage.
Well, yes, I've been asked to stand in this year for Alan Wilcox, who's inconvenienced by having a knee replacement operation yesterday, so the news is good. He's come through it very well. So Alan's been up here adjudicating probably the best part of 50 years, I would think, and I shouldn't think he's missed any or many years since then. But anyway, I'm sure he'll be back in this seat again next year, but I'm quite happy to keep it warm for him.
Well, you'll be certainly missed off the stage this year.
Well, yeah, it's nice to be on the other side of it for a change, and just sit back and enjoy listening to other people, and then have something maybe nice or maybe critical to say about them.
It's been certainly entertainment, some of your comments here tonight, but it's quite a difficult choice to make. There's some very talented singers and speech makers here at the Braaid.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's that the adjudicator's decision is final. It's just whatever comes across, which performance you enjoyed the most, and we don't take it too seriously, but they're here to entertain us and enjoy it for themselves, and if they can do both of those things, then they've got a good chance of getting a certificate to take home.
And certainly here tonight we've got some very talented young members as well turned up.
It's nice to see some new people, yes, and some that are on the right the right side of the age spectrum, yeah, absolutely. Try to give them a bit of encouragement, and it's all about them having the courage to stand up there and performing as best as they can, and hopefully we'll not discourage them in any way.
Lexi, you're a class winner here tonight. Which class did you take part in?
The recital from memory class.
And what was the title of your work tonight?
The Mafia Cats by Roger McGough.
And have you been practising this for a long time? Because obviously it's your very first time at the Braaid Eisteddfod.
Yes, and we've been doing poems at school and we're meant to recite them by memory.
So that's lots of practice for the Braaid. And what made you come here tonight to the Eisteddfod?
I'm here with a few friends.
And also your sister, she's been in a big competition. Katie, which class did you take part in?
I took part in the instrumental class.
And what piece did you do?
I did Ghost at Midnight on the piano.
And were you very nervous?
Yes.
And there's a very big audience in there tonight, Katie.
Yeah.
You're both class winners, so will you be back next time, Lexi?
Very much so.
And Katie?
Probably.
Sophie, you're also a class winner here tonight. What did you take part in?
Playing the violin.
And how did you begin to learn to play the violin?
My teacher, Miss Lawrence, asked if I wanted to play the violin or do a violin class at school.
Which school do you go to?
Balacotia.
And have you enjoyed here tonight? Because there's a lot of people here in this room to play in front of. Did you get nervous?
Yeah.
And you're obviously a class winner. Will this encourage you to come back next year, maybe?
Yes.
So you've travelled a great number of miles to come here to the Braaid Eisteddfod.
I have 100, well, it was 257 on the clock, and I wouldn't miss it for anything. It really is the heart of some of Manx culture.
It certainly is, but you don't live on the island, but you're here visiting.
Yeah, I try to fit in. We were looking after Mum, so I actually manipulated the dates and told my wife I had to come this weekend, bring Mum back, because, there was something I wanted to go to. But it's wonderful to see, especially the young people involved in the art, especially the Celtic and Manx roots, which I'm really passionate about. My sons are in a band called Port Erin in UK, and they do more to promote the Isle of Man than anything else in England. So I love meeting people who have a heart and love for the island, especially the music. As I say, I'm very interested in music.
That was Alan Tighe, Lexi and Katie Forbes, Sophie Heinsohn, Graham Crowe and Chris Lyon.
It was great that the John Kennick Trophy was presented to Lexi on the night in great memory of John, and he'd be so proud because he was so much involved and an instigator of keeping them events going, John, wasn't he?
He certainly was, and every year they talk about him and some of the jokes and stories that he has, and it was lovely to see Lexi get it. She was a very talented young person there and really shone out, so good luck to her for the future.
Indeed. Just before we go, I want to tell you about the annual Fun Working Day that's taking place at Starvey Farm this Saturday, the 11th of March. It starts at 11:30, and you can try your hand at the ploughing with the horses and the long reining there as well. Refreshments and food are available, and the admission is free. So that's all happening at the Starvey Farm, the annual Fun Working Day, this Saturday, the 11th of March at 11:30.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
There you are, crammed all into the programme this week. Bonnags and ploughing and the shows and some crufts as well. It's a great variation, isn't it? And we say it often enough on this programme, but it is hats off to the people who keep these events going, isn't it? Because, it's a lot of hard work, I suppose, and this day and age, people just can't be bothered like they used to, are they? Oh, well, I'll leave it to somebody else. I haven't got time.
That's
Go look
it,
at Facebook.
It just shows there's lots of events to go to at the weekends and in the evenings. There's plenty to do on this island, so just get to find out what's on.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to be on next week's programme. Well, we do actually, because it's going to be the Young Farmers Concert. We'll be looking back at that on next week's Countryside. So until then, from me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kiri Kermode.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't sit in the slow lane. Join the fast lane right now with Shaw's all-new Superfast Plus broadband. Enjoy more bandwidth, amazing speeds and the best value on the island from just £23.95 per month. So don't be left behind. Get a piece of the high-speed action with Superfast Plus broadband from Shaw. For details, visit our stores in Douglas, Ramsey and Port Erin or click shaw.com. Love being Shaw. Terms and conditions apply.